Got to see our first glimpse of Quinn Ewers. We're going to talk about that, Mike McDaniel, and a ton of other things. What is up, Dolphin fans? Welcome to another Dolphin Collective. Got actually a good amount of things to talk about. Yeah, we got blown out again, but maybe there's some positives. Maybe there's some positives to take out of this.
Dominated by the AFC North.
Ooh, 0-4.
We lost every game.
Don't put that up to me.
But not lost. Got dominated. Every game.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dominated.
Even the Browns. Oh my God. We're going to talk
Browns.
about it.
We're going to pull that belt out.
Woo. Shout out the sponsors, obviously SeatGeek. Miami is hosting Tampa Bay this upcoming weekend. If you want to go check the game out, or if you want to get someone tickets to the game as a Christmas gift, use the promo code FINS10. You get 10% off your first set of tickets, as well as Sleeper. Now, Sleeper, we will talk more about Friday. We will give you the more or less with Sleeper. If you took the more with Quinn Ewers, which I think it was around like 100 and something passing, or 160 or something, you won that one. And if you took the more with a 1.5 passing touchdown from Joe Burrow, you took that one as well. Check them out. You get 100% up to $100 using the promo code HMA. As well as you could see, we have all podcast formats. Go check us out. And if you want to become a member, hit the join button next to the subscribe button. We have updated the ending to add more of the members in there. Shout out to our producer and our graphics guy for doing that. And you get a ton of other cool perks. Poop Heart will be joining us. They had a late presser for, what was it, assistant coaching?
Assistant coaches, yes.
So he's on his way home now. Don't speed, Alan. We don't.
No, he's ready. He texted you, Doug.
Okay.
For the link.
Yeah. I'll send it to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
yeah, because I don't want to get jumped on here.
Hey, it's over, man. There's not much more you can talk about that. Well, maybe a little bit, but that's for a different video. So we'll get into it. We'll start with the first topic. How deep is Dolphins rebuild? And TD actually kind of addressed that on his channel, if you haven't gone over and checked that out, with the potential of trading assets. Let me pop him in. Alan.
There he is.
A ton of other interesting stuff. So I want to start with TD, and I want to get your take on how deep do you think the rebuild's going to be?
How deep it's going to be. Again, like Omar said last week, we have no idea until we know who the general manager is going to be, how deep it's going to be, what approach they want to take when they start asking questions and getting their football philosophy and how they want to do it. But if it was up to me, it's going deep. It's going really deep. I mean, everything must go. The only thing I'm keeping in the building is this tight end room. Aaron Brewer.
People in the janitors do to you.
What happened?
What the cafeteria?
Oh, no. Let me be clear. Not the building. I'm talking about the roster, not the building. The staff. Hey, we might need to evaluate the staff too, but we'll see. But anyway, but yeah, I'm keeping the tight end room. I'm investing in Brewer. I'm extending him, one of the best centers in the league, who got literally snubbed today. And Patrick Paul is going to be my future. I'm really just going after guys who are 5 years or less. That's not going to cost me big money within the next 2 years. And everything else must go. But when you sit back, Doug, and you look at it, we have more assets than people think that are tradable. Jalen Waddle, Zach Sealer. You have Devin Achane, Brooks, Minka Fitzpatrick. See, Omar got me going. It's more. It's a few more. It's like 2 more. But we have assets that's tradable. And if you trade all 6, 7, or 8 of the assets,
you're not going to get market value.
You may not get market value, but the cumulative amount of all of that is respectable to start your rebuild.
I mean, everybody was on the trade market at the trade deadline. They set a price for him,
Yep.
and teams did not meet the price. Example, Devon Achane. I'm not letting him go for nothing but a second round pick,
Or better.
And on top of that, that was before he was a Pro Bowler. He's not a first round pick. Come on,
but didn't his stock rise in since the deadline?
Yeah. But he's not going to be a first round pick.
Yeah, maybe like instead of just a second, maybe get a second and a fourth.
Who outside of the Dolphins is trading a first round pick to a team needing a running back that needs a new contract?
Chiefs.
They
need it bad.
Not their history.
The same Madden, TD.
Huh?
Stop playing Madden. The same Madden.
It can be. You know what? I love when people say that.
Hey, listen, yes.
It's not Madden, but it can be. It can be. We are like you can.
This generation of coaches grew up playing Madden, so that's how they operate the NFL.
Yeah, let me see. Waddle's a top 3 receiver, so you can get a first-round pick plus. Aaron Brewer's got snubbed, even though is it possible that maybe all those highlights of him blocking downfield kind of maybe shined a light on him disproportionate to his body of work, even though he has had a good season? But can we not compare him to Dwight Stevenson just yet, maybe? But sure, let's trade him. We could probably get a first-round pick.
No, I don't want to trade Brewer.
No. I mean, and we live
That's
in
the only
reality.
player he didn't list.
Say what?
I said that Brewer was the only player he didn't list.
Patrick Paul in the tight end room.
Okay, Patrick Paul gets to stay.
In the young defensive tackles.
You can't blow. It's cool. You're going to blow it all up. You're going to trade everybody. No,
that really blowing it all up?
If you trade, you're looking to trade HN. I know you want to trade Sealer. You want to trade Waddle. You want to trade who else? You want to trade?
Yeah, you will see.
Brooks.
Well, I'll just say this. I'll say this, Alan, and I'll be done with it. I just think that the Dolphins have a history, and it's failed every single time, by the way, before I say it. We have a history of not projecting for the long term. We love keeping our Pro Bowlers while we're not competitive and allowing them to play their best.
Nobody goes into
what did they do in 2019?
Hold on. And allow them to play their best seasons while we're in a rebuild. And then when we're finally out of the rebuild, ready to compete, then we actually move on from them instead of getting value for them earlier.
What did they do in 2019?
In 2019, we blew it all up, in which we need to do it again.
How did that work out?
No. That's unfair. Let's make sure we put this. Yes, it is. Let's put this on the record. 2019 was the right move. In 2022 is where you messed up the process of that, continuing to go in the draft. You screwed it up by stopping investing in the draft and trading all your assets for players.
You were pivoting.
You pivoted. You pivoted.
You messed it up because you didn't maximize all your picks.
No. No matter. Yes.
Yeah.
But you still have to stay the course. That's where Miami went off the train. They tried to buy it, and look where that got us. They should have kept drafting players.
If we are evaluating where they went wrong, to me, the starting point. Well, we begin with talent evaluation.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But they also had this mindset that they could pay everybody that they drafted, which you couldn't. You couldn't, because literally 1/3 of your draft picks busted, and you couldn't even pay the ones that you kept that were successful.
That's false. You could pay them if you didn't trade away and pay the big bucks to the people you traded away. It was a double whammy. You didn't only give up draft picks for Tyreek. You also gave up $30 million a year. You didn't just give up draft picks for Ramsey. You also gave up 20 whatever a year. Yeah. It's a double whammy. All I'm saying, Omar, think about the process of we didn't trade for anybody. We kept all our draft capital, even if they were still missing on the draft capital. Some of them were still hits. No, you're missing it though. Some of them were still hits.
TD,
you could afford Christian Wilkins. You could afford even the high-priced Robert Hunt. You could afford everybody.
Popard, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Alan.
Damn, that's a TD monologue over here. TD, the problem is they didn't want to stay the course because they didn't nail their draft picks in 2020 and 2021, starting with, I'm going to say it, 2 over Herbert. Number 1. Number 2, 6th overall pick in 2021. you make the trade from 3 to 12, pick up 2 extra first-round picks. Great move. You stay there. You could have had Michael Parsons wound up going 12. 13 was Rashawn Slater. No, you move back up to 6 and surrender one of those 2 extra first-round picks.
You could have just stayed at 3 and got the best receiver in the NFL, Jamar Chase.
But
for 5 years later, you'd look like a genius.
But
is he
Well,
worth
I
our
don't
first
know.
round pick?
You got to look at who's throwing them the ball.
Do I have
Go
my
ahead.
time here? Do I have my time?
But
Okay, give me my time here. But even it was good roster building to accumulate more first round picks, but you move up to 6 to take Jalen Waddle, who's not a 6th overall pick, with all due respect, especially when you pass on Penei Sewell. Okay,
Yeah.
so and then the Dolphins, what they did is they look maybe in 2022 when they're surviving, the whole thing blows up with Brian Flores. They look at their roster as, it's a nice roster, but I don't know. We're not competing for championship with that, and that's when they went off the rails. Tyreek, Jalen Ramsey, Bradley Chubb.
So let me ask you this, Alan. Would the Dolphins be in a better situation today if we never trade? Like, think about it. If we would have saved our 10, 11, 12 draft pick. No, hear me out. If we would have saved our 10 plus draft picks and only hit at a bad 30% of them, only hit at 30% of them, we would have still been able to afford Christian Wilkins, Robert Hunt, and a lot of those guys that we had to get rid of, plus the current roster and younger guys, those other 3 or 4 guys that we drafted. We would have been in a better position today because we would have been younger and cheaper. The money would have went, instead of Tyreek, it would have went to Christian Wilkins. Instead of Ramsey, it would have went to Robert Hunt. We had the money to pay these guys. We didn't have the money when we went in free agency.
But the problem is you don't
know that. You don't know that.
The problem is you're
Christian
trusting
Wilkins don't make you any more wins. Robert Hunt doesn't give you any more wins.
Andrew
Van Ginkel doesn't give you any more wins. Like you need impact players.
Tell me what edge player on this roster better than Andrew Van Ginkel right now?
Oh damn, I don't have one.
Okay, you got a good point there for a change, TD. But
tell me what guard on this roster better than Robert Hunt?
I mean, yeah, it's not necessary. I'm not paying the guard $100 million.
Yeah, but you can pay. Tyreek.
I'm not paying Christian Wilkins $24 million.
But you paid Tyreek that. You gave Ramsey the money. All I'm saying is swap those guys out.
They paid 4 stars, playmakers, game changers, difference makers when they thought they were ready to pivot. And then their quarterback, their team got hurt at the end of the year. Yes, he couldn't beat anybody major. We're not having a Tua discussion today because Tua is dead and gone. Mm-hmm. That discussion is expired.
Well, not yet.
It is. We can discuss it in the offseason when we're trying to figure out what to do with his money and move him. For the remaining 2 games, we have no need to talk about Tua because they have no desire to play him.
Mm-mm.
It's over.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, they missed on a lot of things. But the structure of them building, hell, you're right. I remember I did a story last year, and it was the most stunning thing I'd ever discovered about this team. And it really began my Chris Kerr has to go campaign, which I wrote about every Sunday, trying to make an argument to Steve Ross. Like, here's Steve Ross, here's a body of evidence of why your team is bad. I think they had hit on the rest of the league. Had hit on like 42% of their draft picks. The good teams had hit on like 54% of their draft picks. The Dolphins were at like 34.
The bottom end, yes. That's where we
and you're wondering, why are they such a bad team? Because they miss on their draft picks. And then what they do is they add injured and old veterans to fill the spots of the guys that they missed. And then when those injured and old veterans fall apart in December, they're like, we don't know what happened. And young cheap labor, okay, Devon Achan's young cheap labor. Patrick Paul is young cheap labor in terms of guys playing good. These defensive tackles, they have pivoted now where they're like what?
He's like, simmer down. Let's wait and see.
I mean, we don't have a bust as a rook. We don't have Jason Marshall Jr. is like, but we know that they were busts early, but we know these 3 defensive linemen can play. Like they can play. They all right.
We don't know what their ceiling is right now.
Well, I didn't say we know what their ceiling is.
It is a good start, especially where they were.
Channing Tindall. We knew he couldn't play 4 years in.
Where is he?
Huh?
Where is
I'll
he?
look that up.
Arizona.
He's in Arizona.
We knew the cornerback Cam Smith. We thought he could play, but then when he got an opportunity, we knew he couldn't play. These guys, Jason Marshall Jr., I probably will not put in the can play category, but the rest of them, it's like, okay, they belong in the NFL. Whether they're here or not, they'll be in the NFL. But
you need more. You need guys to be impact players as opposed to be in the NFL.
Yeah.
And they traded for impact players, which is what he's upset about.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing, and we all can agree on the fact the man doesn't have the job. Chris Greer. He didn't hit on draft picks, and then like TD was talking about, overcompensated by getting other players, and then didn't want them to be upset, so he overpaid for them, restructured contracts when he shouldn't have done it. It was like this whole big hodgepodge of a mess, and then tried to pull a Rams in 2023, got close, everyone got hurt, and then it all fell apart. But Alan, I want to get your thoughts on how deep do you think this rebuild is going to go? Do you think it's going to be a tear down, or do you think they're just going to be kind of surface level rebuild?
Certainly not the TD level, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I don't think.
I'm keeping the cafeteria staff. I'm keeping I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
The janitor's not. Come on now, that building is spotless.
I am also
directly to the injuries.
I am also not convinced yet that. I think it's still a little more likely than not that Mike McDaniel returns in 2026. Sorry, Omar. Although certainly didn't help his cause with that game against the Bengals on Sunday.
Do you want him back, Alan?
Do I want him back? No.
Oh, okay.
No.
But hold on here, Alan. And I know I hoped you had moved off that position. I really did. I really had hoped you had moved off that position. What happens when we get blown out the rest of the 2 games?
Then I think we're having because right now I have it about, I don't know, 60-65% he returns. If they get blown out the next 2 games, then I'm bringing it down. My thought is 20%.
So it shifted a little bit after.
I had him about 75% coming back before the game against Cincinnati.
I think we are entering the Adam Gase 2015 danger zone. 2017 danger.
No, 18. Sorry, 18. That was last year. You're talking about his last year?
2018 danger zone, where I've heard some things after the game that made me realize this team is completely conflicted in terms of what they need to do, where they need to go, what they're trying to do. Are they trying to tank? Where are we? Which quarterback should be in the game? Which quarterback should not be in the game? It's the dysfunction has arrived.
It's called
this is dysfunction that Mike injected into the team. And so now that you have been blown out by a mediocre team, and people are looking at it like everybody needs to find their motivation. And if it's not personal pride, what is it? It's survival. Survival is off the plate right now because I don't think they care about Mike's survival because they feel like Mike did something flaw. Not to say that it wasn't justified, but some people feel like Mike did something flaw. And if he could do it to Tua, he could do it to me.
Unless he was told to do it.
Don't matter.
And
it does matter, actually, in terms of how they view Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
to answer your question, Doug, is obviously the severity of the rebuild is going to depend on whether McDaniel's back. If McDaniel's back, they're not blowing it up. If they make a coaching change, I know, Omar, you hate this, but I'm just please tell me where I'm wrong. If they make a coaching change, then I could see them listening to offers for all their guys, the major guys. Obviously, Tyreek Hill's not getting re-signed. Bradley Chubb is not getting re-signed. Tua's going to move on. I don't think it's going to be a fire sale like TD is suggesting. Maybe they listen to one or two guys. Devon Achane, I don't think is going anywhere, even with this problematic contract situation. As Omar pointed out before, he's got 1 year left on his contract, and you can franchise tag him. So I don't think it's a mid-level rebuild job. If McDaniel is gone, it's tinkering if McDaniel returns.
Do y'all realize one thing? The reason why the nuclear sell everybody approach, the reason why I'm so heavy on it, there's one element that we're not discussing. Every single person I named has no guarantees. And are the Dolphins going to commit to them further? Because they're pretty much going to be asking for a trade.
I'm pretty sure Sealer has guarantees, and I'm pretty.
Well, he's the only one. He's the only one.
Waddle might be
a little bit. I think.
Waddle might be in his last year guarantee.
There were 4 players who had guarantees, as I recall. It was Tua, I think Sealer, and I forget Waddle, and I forget. The rookies.
But the other guys that I'm talking about, those guys don't have guarantees. Coming off of a good year, has value. Agent's going to want them to get their bag now.
Okay. Answer me this question, TD. When does the fire sale wholesale change work? What team?
Thank you.
That's to me an unfair question in this sense. Give me the example where they did it the right way after doing it. In other words, like Miami, I truly feel like they should have continued through the draft. It would have been a slower process getting up, but you would have been moving in the right direction. Even with our bad drafting, we were still moving in the right direction with talent. We would still find just a small percentage, taking us longer. So
Houston did what you're referring to, but they hit on their quarterback, which understand is
we gotta be optimistic on that piece of it.
One day,
one day.
Yeah, I mean,
depends who the new GM is.
It's only been 25 years, so that one day,
with the new regime coming in, do we give them the bad credit score, or do we start them fresh with the way we think about it?
Who?
If we get a new GM and a new coach, do we give them the bad credit score? Because all of our thoughts are because of what we've done in the past.
We gave it to Mike McDaniel. He's responsible for
that's different.
21 of the 25 years.
But that's different. He came in applying for the bad credit score.
Whoever's coming in is applying for the bad credit score too.
But they get a fresh start though. They got loan forgiveness.
Mike, and we didn't bring up the 25 years, and then we just magically, I know you took us to the playoffs the last 2 years, but here, your franchise has sucked 25.
I get it. But if you want somebody to come and try to do it right, you got to give them the clean perspective. We can't hold them against the bad decisions of the past. I'm just saying, we don't know what'll work in Miami because we failed at everything.
No, we have not failed at everything. We have not failed at a scorched earth restart.
2019 was a scorched earth restart.
Yeah.
Nope. Your GM was.
Dude, they stripped that roster, and
your executive Mike Tannenbaum is still here.
Scorched earth isn't like everyone's gone.
That was Greer's first year as clear GM, 2019.
Yeah, everyone gone. Yeah, because
Greer's first year as clear GM, but who's on top? Who's top football decision maker?
Wasn't Tannenbaum was gone in 2019?
Oh, 2019. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, we did it in 2019 where we broke it all down brand new.
That was scorched earth. I mean, if you remember the roster, the roster, and then traded.
And who's to say it wouldn't work if we do that path? Because now we realize it was really we screwed up from the beginning with the selection of the quarterback.
Yeah, wrong.
And you had a mid, with all due respect to Austin Jackson, that's a mid 18th overall pick, and you had a bust with the first round pick.
And it's funny
because round pick they didn't even hear it.
The question that us Dolphin fans always get asked, or us YouTubers or whatever, is if you could go back, would you take Herbert? My answer is always no. I would take Tristan Wirfs. I would take Justin Jefferson, and then I would take either Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts.
How
Those
about
are my
Herbert,
first three
Justin
picks.
Jefferson, and Jonathan Taylor?
Man, I would have gave all them players away for Justin Herbert.
You are in too much love for a man who's never won a
Do
playoff
you see
game.
what Justin Herbert doing this year?
Hold on.
Let's see what he does in the playoffs.
I'm not even a Justin Herbert fan, but I think we should have learned from history, which means size and arm matter.
And he's mobile now.
And the arm queen here was right.
Somebody have that. Somebody record that, please.
Size, because there was nothing wrong with Tua except for he was small, damaged, and the arm was And then look where we are now. Look at where we are in 6 years. Everything that was our issue continues to be our issue.
That's somebody
And
called.
he's mobile this year. Almost 500 rushing yards.
So if you guys had to choose, let me ask you, because I'm getting flamed in the comment section. If you guys had to choose between Herbert, Love, and Jalen Hurts, you're all taking Herbert?
Hurts.
Absolutely.
Even though he struggled in the playoffs and
proven
the other two
He had a game where he struggled.
Both games he struggled.
Okay, I've seen him go toe-to-toe in the regular season in big games against big competition.
They scored 27 points in the first game, and if you're going to tell me he blew a 27-0 lead, watch the game. Seriously, it was defensive collapse all over the place. And then last year, he didn't play a good game. He also had Houston players draped all over him the entire day.
Herbert Neer coming out with the excuses.
Hey, all I'm going to say is there ain't no excuse.
The offense needed to score in the second half, kick a field goal.
They missed a field goal. You are aware of that? They missed a field goal.
But how many opportunities did the offense have that ended up being nothing?
Doug, I ain't out you. That was a failure for him. You would like to see him have done more. But all I'm saying is he got the tools. So it's when you have the tools, it's worth the growing pains.
Yeah.
When you don't have all the tools and you struggling like that, what are we doing?
Yeah, no, 100%.
If you could have put Jordan Love in Brian Flores' hands, there's no guarantee he wouldn't be broken. I feel the same way with Jalen Hurts. You could say the same thing about Justin Herbert, but the next coach is going to look at them tools and be like, I can work with that.
So, and don't get me wrong, Justin Herbert is a ridiculous quarterback with a ridiculous arm strength and physicality and all that stuff. My thought process is I'm building the trenches, and that's why I'm going Tristan Wirfs at 5, not Justin Herbert.
But you could always build the trenches.
Look at what Herbert's doing with his trenches.
The way the draft fell, I knew if the Dolphins didn't take an offensive lineman at 5, there wasn't going to be one at 18, and we took Austin Jackson.
You are correct. And that was Brian Flores' thought process, but there was also absolutely no guarantee that he was going to end up with Jordan Love.
That is true.
Do y'all see what Herbert's doing with his current trenches? 28th in the NFL in supporting cast, 31st in protection.
But
has been sacked the most in the NFL.
I think he's playing with like a broken hand or something like that.
Playing with a broon hand.
But
one more sack, he makes NFL history. First player with 50 plus hits or something, and to win over 10 games or something like that. He already got 11.
If you ask any Chargers fan why the Chargers haven't been successful with Justin Herbert, coaching, weapons, offensive line. That's what they always say.
Defense too. The first few years,
defense.
They had the worst defenses in the league. Those first
one right here would always point out the worst.
If you remember the 2023 season opener against the Dolphins, lit up that secondary. I mean, like a Christmas.
But again, I'm more of a trenches guy. So again, I see what Justin Herbert could do, but I also now hindsight see what Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts can do. Get him offensive line, get him Justin Jefferson. But we're getting off track.
Build the trenches, Doug. I could find you a new Patrick Paul coming out in this draft, maybe 3 of them. Find me another Justin Herbert coming out in this draft, and I'm not even a Justin Herbert fan.
But I get what Doug's
saying. Find me that's hard to find.
I don't know.
We failed so much in the trenches, though. So it's like it's so scarce for Miami. Like it's like that's like your priority.
I mean, hold on, wait a minute. Let's not be disrespectful to this unit. They were trash in the beginning of the season. Now they're carrying this team right now. And there ain't no names on it except for Patrick Paul and an undersized center who's having his best season of his NFL career. And if I told you what he looked like after Sunday's game, you would be terrified because he could barely walk.
No, he's got body parts all over the place on the injury report.
He could barely walk. And it was like they need to carry him out with an ambulance. I give him props for what he has done, because in that game, if he felt like that and played like that, Jesus Lord. But
you got to pay him this offseason then.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
What you gonna do?
You stop paying people.
No. I actually agree with you. That's why I agree with you. The problem
and this guy knows I'm gonna pay the player advocate.
Oh, you're a player agent. Forget advocate. You're a player agent.
But I'm sorry, Steve Ross got to stop writing these blank checks. Like, stop.
James Daniels.
No. That's not fair. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not fair. And you know why that's not fair? Because they could have easily paid $24 million for a better guard than James Daniels, and he suffered the same injury 3 snaps into the season.
And it's a different injury than he had last year. So that's
it's and I watched the guy try to come back. He couldn't. And it used to be back in the day. Used to be back in the day. You tore your pec, done, season done.
Now
sorry. They're trying to come back from it.
I'm sorry.
That wasn't a torn pec.
What was this?
Mike McDaniel said when they put him on IR, it was a tough call because we're looking at a timetable that would fall close to where it would be when he was put on IR. Do you remember that comment?
Yeah, but I thought he was being disingenuous. But go ahead.
You're going to tell me he knew that he had a torn pec, and then he said he didn't.
So what is it then? It's a pectoral injury. It's got to be torn. If it's taken all season, it's got to be torn.
Mm-hmm.
So it was strained. The other dude, Darren Waller, he's playing with a strained pec, and he practices once a week. The difference is James Daniel goes like this all game. He can't do that with a strained or torn pec.
Now, if it's torn, he'd have been done for the year, and then McDaniel would have said that. And with Darren Waller, when he came back, he stopped being on the injury report with a pec. Now it's always rest, and then sometimes they add knee to it. Pec's not even an issue anymore. So
I know that it's a different injury, but I'm sorry. I said this before the season even started. You go get a player fresh off of injury that's 30, 31 years old. You don't know what's next on his body. You're taking a high risk regardless, just his age alone in this league.
I want to see if somebody has a recording of that. You saying that on the record.
Yeah, and what was your alternative?
Trying to find a player that's not fresh off of an injury. It's just that simple. That's why when it happened, I was like, okay.
Like $18 million a year more.
There weren't exactly a whole lot of guards on the market, if you recall.
I get it. We had no answer to the Robert Hunt. That's my whole point. This goes back to the original.
Guard is escalated to $20 million.
Jesus.
Yep, shouldn't have traded for everybody. You'd have had the money to do it.
Okay, hold on. Time out. I'm about to do this. Hold on. Okay. Quinn Nelson, is he not like the most awesome guard in the NFL? What's the Colts' recent playoff history? Zach Martin, Dallas Cowboys, was he not like an all-world guard? How far have the Cowboys gone in the past? Well, I don't know, 25 years?
I'm not saying it's the one player, Alan. I'm just saying
I'm singling out guards. You do not pay guards that kind of money for that specific reasons. They do not impact the game enough. You can get a
strange.
You can get a guard that's not like an A++ guard, and you can still have a good offensive line.
You're still making my point. You're still making my point. Even if it's not Robert Hunt, it shouldn't have been James Daniel. That's all I'm saying, Fred. Even $8 million.
You're playing the results right now.
No, you're playing the results.
I'm not playing the results. I'm playing the odds. A 31-year-old coming fresh off of an injury and in a violent position.
And that's why he's affordable.
I'm sorry, but somebody needs to dig up TD's comments on James Daniels before he got hurt. Because I want to.
Oh yeah, this is the whole point, Alan. That's why I'm making this point. This was my sentiment. I said it preseason. Why you go get a guy that's injury, 31 years old? Everybody knows.
Then what you wanted to do? Draft 2 Jonah Seven Eyes?
Guess what?
Is that what you want?
Come on, man.
Guess what? Our right guard playing just fine right now.
Huh?
Come on, man.
All right, our right guard playing just fine right now.
Football gods. You got him off the waiver wire. You got him off a practice squad. My bad.
Chris Greer failed. I get it, but this is all on him. You have to be able to go find talent for the Chief.
I mean,
the general manager.
We know that, but
and then you're going to complain if they don't sign any big name players in free agency.
I'm not that guy, Alan. I'm not the big name free agent guy. I'm the build through the draft, homegrown. That's who I am.
Well, we know they stuck at the draft. So what else?
They did draft a guard. They drafted Jonah.
I get it.
You drafted the worst guard in the NFL. Wow.
I get it, but that's our general manager failing. Our general manager.
Am I telling a lie, Doug? What's his Pro Football Focus rating this week?
I don't know.
Is he up to past bottom 5?
It might be second.
No, I don't know. I'm giving him 3 years. All right, 3 years.
Listen, sometimes you just know.
He was so good coming out, man.
Nah, he wasn't.
I was a Jonah guy.
I know.
Safe.
Anyway,
I thought he was going to be amazing.
I want to talk about Quinn Ewers before we get to donations, and I want to get everyone's thoughts on how he played. I think he played well. I think some of the throws he made. My favorite throw was the one to don't lump me in with this man anymore.
You thought he played well?
I think he played well. I don't think he played great. I don't think I think he played well. I think
give him a grade. Give him a grade.
B-.
B.
I really don't think those interceptions were his fault, really. If I'm going to be honest with you, I think I think they both should have been defensive pass interference. The defenders are there way quicker than they should have been. But I liked his throws. He missed some. My favorite throw was the one to Waller. I think it was his first series, his second throw. That was nice, rolling out to his right, and then it was like him and Waller on the same page, and Waller cut up, and it was beautiful.
He realized just throw it up there.
Or the other one with the Waddle fumble where he was on the right hash mark and he threw it to the left sideline on a rope. Great throws. So solid. There's something there you could build off of. So I liked it. B-. What do you think, Omar? Judgy Magoo over here.
Judgy bastard.
Yeah, Judgy bastard. I would give it a D+ because it was not a performance that I can engage with.
D+ he's giving it.
Oh,
how was he at executing on third downs? How was he at executing in the red zone? Not to say that the past quarterback was doing well, but
we're not talking about Tua.
Why you think I didn't say his name?
Keep that man's name out of your damn mouth.
What I am saying is, what I liked about Quinn Ewers is he can make all the throws. Somebody said something to me that I thought was really interesting. Tua's arm was limiting Mike to the point where he'd look at a play call sheet and he'd go, okay, we need to hurry up, but I can't do that one because he can't throw that. I can't do that one because he can't throw that. I can't do that one because he can't throw that. So it was limiting him. Now he puts a quarterback in the game that there are no limitations to the throws that he can make because defenses weren't even changing up how they played Miami. They didn't defend outside and they didn't pass 40 yards because Tua couldn't throw 40 yards. So they just sit there and the safeties would just sit there and wait at 40. And the cornerbacks didn't need to press because Lord knows Tua's gonna. Why would you turn your back to Tua when the ball is gonna take forever to get there anyway? This is how.
We're still talking about him.
Okay, my bad. You're right. But my point is, Quinn opens up the arm to throw more and make bolder throws. However, there is a faction of that team that believes Zach got screwed, and believe that yes, the change. There's a faction. There's 3 different factions of the team. There's a faction of the team that's like Tua should still be our starter. Yes, his arm sucks, but he still gives us our best chance to win games. There's a faction of the team where, all right, Quinn, he's young, he's got the best arm, he's probably got the best upside, but he don't know what he don't know, but let's ride with it. And then there's a faction of the team like Zach has outperformed Tua in practice. Has outperformed Quinn in practice, has got the game experience, and should be the starter, but we know it's political. There's no winning in this situation for the Dolphins. And
is it political or is it? I'm sorry. Is it political or just common sense that Wilson more than likely is not on the roster next year, whereas you just spent the 7th round pick on him? Let's see what he's got.
I'd say the second.
Yeah. But you're saying that we're putting the player in a position that gives us the best chance to win games. That's where.
Tell me a universe where an NFL coach would say, yeah, we were out of the playoffs anyway, so what we want to do is evaluate our guy right here, even though Zach Wilson really deserves to start.
Right? I think when you were
never honest,
the best chance to win right now.
They're never honest.
I think Quinn gives you their best chance to win because I don't think
Zach Wilson is better than Quinn Ewers.
I don't think so either.
Me neither.
And that could be why. And Tua with his arm shot, I think McDaniel. This is why I think McDaniel really meant it, because he didn't just double but triple down when he said, "When I say whoever gives us the best chance to win, I mean that. I don't he said something about I don't gamble with players' futures. When I say that, I mean that. So I gotta take him on his word, but there is logical reason to think so. Zach Wilson, I thought Ewers were creeping up on him in training camp. Now we don't went through a whole season. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't feel like he's better. And Tua's arm sold on him, so in mobility, so he might actually truly believe this is the best chance to win.
Alan, what do you?
I haven't given my grade yet.
I was just going to ask you.
Man, are you harsh? Jesus. First of all, the interception to Waddle, that to me, that's just a horrible throw. And that's one of those that ball hung in the air quite a bit. And sure, if you get an official who feels like he's feeling flaggy, you might have gotten a DPI, but that's a bad throw. The other one I put on Weeze more than I put on Ewers.
Out there, yeah.
Well, not only that, he kind of curved the route too at the top where if he'd cut it.
Oh, that when you stared him down.
Doesn't change the fact that he rounded off the route instead of cutting it and running diagonally, but closer to Ewers. Anyway, made some throws. There was nothing spectacular about it, but then again, Ewers is not a spectacular athlete. By the way, Omar, I'm going to disagree with you. Zach Wilson easily has the best arm of any quarterback on this roster. He's the best athlete of any quarterback on this roster. He's the one where he could give you like a wow performance based on the athletic traits, but there's also a great variance where he could throw a stinker big time. I think Ewers is going to be more in the middle, and I thought he was fine. To me, it's maybe C+.
I'm D+. We close. We're neighbors.
Edie, what's your take?
I give him a B+ in this game. First and foremost, we are talking about a 7th round pick. We will make sure this ain't the Tua scale nor the Zach Wilson scale. This is a 7th round pick scale. Number 2, he was cooking at the beginning of the game. He was cooking. There was a point where McDaniel threw the ball 5 times in a row, and he completed them. And I'm sitting there like, whoa, what do we have here? And I think that his failures in the second half were more to do with Mike McDaniel than him. Putting him in situations where, and y'all answer me this, tell me if I'm wrong. We went 4-game winning streak where we were running the ball very well. We ran into Pittsburgh and we ran with the last 2 games. We haven't run the ball very well. Yeah, A-Chain popped one off, but outside of that run, they had A-Chain bottled up all day. And Mike McDaniel, at some point, you got to realize this is a rookie quarterback. They start doing it with Tua. They're selling out on the run. you got to throw the football. It's 2-to-1 throwing. McDaniel's still trying to have that balanced approach like Tua's still in the game. And what did you do? First down, run, 1 yard. Second down, run, 2 yards. 3rd and 7, Quinn Ewers. You kept giving him one opportunity in that second half to try to make the play. Then when it got out of reach, now you want him to throw the ball. Now it's desperation moment. I don't really count all of that for a rookie quarterback down by 2 scores late in the game. And that's on McDaniel. You got to know, you got to keep that momentum going. If the kid was cooking early on, why are you stopping it? Put the ball in his hand and let him make passes like he was in the first half. Where did the play action go? Where did all of that action go? He was so good in it early in the game. So for that, I'm not going to come down hard on Quinn Ewers for that second half. In the fourth quarter, it was already over at that point. So all the stuff that happened then, evaluation goes out the window for me.
But they lost the game not because of Ewers. They lost the game because they had 4 straight turnovers turnovers, including one on downs, and then the defense couldn't stop them.
Yep.
So to me, I don't think that the outcome wasn't dependent on Ewers whatsoever.
This was evaluating Ewers. I'm just giving my grade. That's why I have the grade on Ewers.
In my opinion, there's 2 things that happened, and it kind of went back to back on, why, they lost a ton of momentum. One, that 3rd and 1 play where he decided to have a pitch play in. So instead of, like TD said, they were dedicating to stopping the run. It's 3rd and 1 and you pitch it. Now it's essentially 3rd and 9. Like, it was just a dumb play call, killed the momentum. We come out in half, we start moving. Dolchich fumbles, and I think that really sucked the air right out of any momentum we had. And then
there was also pass interference call on a pick. That's
a horrible call.
Dolphins fumble came right out.
That was a terrible call. And by the way, that pick to Waddle, that's Ewers trying to float it up, see if the receiver can go make something happen.
Except Waddle's not a 50-50 receiver. So that's
I know. I understand that. But I will say this. I will say this.
I don't know if I would say he's not going to get it.
Are you serious?
He's not a 50-50 guy, but you do have to give him the opportunity to try to be one. But we were down 38-14 at that point.
Yeah.
Like, no, they weren't. No, they weren't.
The interception of Waddle, we were down 38-14.
I'll look it up.
I promise you, we were down 38-14. I evaluated this whole game. At that point, you need to throw something up.
38-14. Yep, 38-14.
Am I mistaken? I'll look it up.
My bad.
You're right. 1 play. They scored the touchdown 38-14, and then the very first play on the next drive was the interception.
You looked it up?
Yeah, Waddle.
My bad.
The first interception was 24-14.
I got Allen on some information.
And then the fumble.
Take a victory lap.
Man.
You had the fumble. We were down 17-14.
He's always slacking around Christmas time.
Interception down 24-14. They score. Turnover on downs, like Alan said, 31-14. They score, and then the interception 38-14. At that point, it's like now you're 45-14, and you're just throwing crap at the wall, seeing what could stick there.
And the failed quarterback sneak is a bad break because he slipped on the
paint. It killed me.
I'm sorry. I didn't ever see him go down.
Oh no, he slipped on the paint. But although when you're calling the play, should you not take into consideration the fact that the guys are like on the paint? No?
What? No, we all agree. I agree. That's why I wanted him fired back in week 5.
Slippery.
Yes.
But let's get to some donations. Shout out to all the people donating. We appreciate you. We're at 10,200 subs. You guys are amazing. 278 likes. We got almost 1,000 in here. Hit that like button.
Really?
We greatly appreciate it. Dirk Bill becoming a member. Appreciate you. Ian saying, who would have thought going into the season the Jags would be the best team in Florida? I've tried telling y'all Trevor Lawrence is different this year. Coach and quarterback matter so much. Fire McDaniel.
You're right. I watched them in joint practice, and I thought the Dolphins had a much better roster.
And Trevor Lawrence has been much better the last 4 weeks.
And you know who's kicking ass for them too? Former Dolphin, Anthony Campanelli. DC.
You know what? I wouldn't mind Anthony Campanelli getting an interview for a head coach.
Yep. Was his
Wasn't
favorite
he a consideration at one point for the Dolphins?
for DC? He was he interviewed. Was it all around the world they speak whoop us?
Yeah. Michael with the donation said, great insight as always. Why does McDaniel never seem to have an answer for dealing with adjustments opposing teams make at halftime?
Go ahead, your spiel, Doug. Go ahead, your spiel. Say it.
They don't really do it at halftime. But on the sideline, they do. My point was in the locker room, they're more eating than they're getting out there. But he doesn't. He on the fly, and again, that was my biggest factor in why I wanted to move on from him. It's been 4 years, and he's not very good at making adjustments.
Hold on, okay, that's fair. Never thought about it. Not going to criticize it. I will say this: the defensive players, they were far more bothered by their performance coming out in the half and playing flat, and mentioned warm-ups, and I'm like. And it's true. I don't see nobody getting warmed up before the half.
Funny you should mention that because I was at the coordinator's media session Tuesday, and I asked Anthony Weaver about the issues in pass coverage where they gave up more than 300 yards for touchdown passes, and he specifically said it wasn't an issue of effort; it was lack of execution.
I don't know. Half of that sound right to me. I don't think it was a lack of effort. I saw those guys out there.
They were hitting hard against.
They just got deep.
Those receivers were just better than that.
That's where you show the difference in talent with this defense versus a real scoring offense.
Also, why was Jason Marshall out there so much?
No Minka.
I understand that.
Yeah, no. Oh, and then by the way.
You got alternative?
Now they're going from facing the Bengals, who may have the best 1-2 wide receiver combo in the NFL, to the Buccaneers, who may have the best 1-2-3-4 wide receiver combo in the NFL in a week after Todd Bowles is taking a whole lot of crap for running the ball so much against Carolina. So
and Baker's taking crap. So
are any of you guys interested in Todd Bowles if he gets fired by Tampa? No?
I've never been a Todd.
I want a dynamic personality, and Todd Bowles is a supremely nice guy, but
Doug?
Too mellow.
All right. Okay. All right.
RJ says, Merry Christmas, gentlemen. Merry Christmas to you, RJ. Ian with the $5 says, rehashing how the Finns failed this rebuild is so depressing. Fire McDaniel, hire GM from outside the organization to run the ship. Yeah. Fresh eyes, man. Fresh eyes.
They got fresh eyes in Champ Kelly. That's why he's in charge.
Ross said last year, status quo won't do.
I wrote a column about that because I read the statement again yesterday, along with writing the column. The statement, what he says that follows that is more damning and important. I think we overlooked that because of the status quo when everybody was just hung up on the status quo.
Value and continuity.
After the status quo statement immediately comes, we will take a hard look at where we have fallen short, basically as a franchise, and make the necessary changes to deliver our ultimate goal of building and sustaining a winning team that competes for championships. Now, outside of the status quo statement, which I think everybody was obsessed about because it created a baseline, what have they done within a year that makes it look or think that they've evaluated their whole program and are going to do anything different?
Quick question here. If they go 7-10 or 6-11 after going 8-9, that's not status quo though, is it?
It's worse. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's below.
Too soon. Sorry.
So it passes. It wasn't status quo.
Ian says Omar being bewildered that McDaniel might be back, but was questioning why fans wanted to tank after 2-6. This is why. We were scared that McDaniel might be back, and that's why we wanted to keep losing. Yeah.
Like the guy in the top left corner over here. Or top right corner. I don't know if it's.
Yeah, I was like, what did Doug do?
Back then you didn't understand why I said from the fan base.
I think as a chairman member of the Tank for Tua campaign in 2019 and take full ownership for it, I have learned.
Shame.
No, he still got a court day to go to.
It's a crime like that.
It's sometime in March. You got to come to court.
I have learned tanking is not the answer. Tanking is not going to fix anything. Mm-hmm. It's about creating the right kind of culture, and tanking, which is technically what the Dolphins are doing now because they ain't talking about it. But I'm sorry, when I saw Cameron Good and Quentin Bell on the field together for multiple snaps, I knew what the bleep you were doing. Conversation over. And I don't have any respect for it. And I like both players, but I don't have any respect for it. Mm. If Bradley Chubb isn't on the injury report with something that might challenge him playing the final 2 games, or Chop Robinson, who you need to see start to set the edge, like, what are we doing? What are we really doing?
Mendoza.
And people, I saw Steve Ross laughing it up at 45, 44.
You saw that picture?
Not a great look.
No. The funny thing is, y'all saw the picture. I got the in feed. I got the in. I watch from where I sit. I watched the in feed, and so they had that shot there for like 2 minutes. So I didn't just see one laughter.
Having a good old time.
He'll have a good old time. He went and got some ice cream.
Well, he's allowed to do that, and that's not.
I mean,
ice cream's for winners.
That ice cream machine was put in there by Bill Parcells. You knew that, Alan. Listen.
Yeah, sprinkles.
He wasn't bothered by none. And I understand where fans are a little bit upset, but you shouldn't be upset because y'all want them to tank anyway. Y'all want the Dolphins to tank. Y'all want the Dolphins to have a top 10 pick. Stop lying. Stop being fake mad that they're doing exactly what you want them to do, and that the owner don't care.
No, we mad they ain't do it sooner. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Well, they was playing for coaches' jobs.
Yeah, we know. We know. Well, we already knew what this was gonna be.
You're right. Hey,
Ian wants to know who
they could have performed differently in Pittsburgh and changed.
I've never seen a team get to the same destination in so many different ways. I've never they will be a different, and all of them have hope in it. Somewhere in the storyline there is hope.
You got to inject it there.
Oh my God!
Every year they go on a tear.
They are amazing hope peddlers.
It's bad now though because now people are starting to. No, we know how it's going in. No, don't we're not even it ain't even much resistance. Usually it's man, you gotta hope, man. We usually argue. Now people are starting to. We know how this going in. We already know. You done already dug the hole, and you gave us just enough to say we'll have hope the rest of the way. No.
Once March comes, you're gonna start injecting a little hopium in us. Just a little bit of hopium.
Hey, they gonna go trade for what's the pass rusher in Cleveland?
Oh, Myles Garrett.
They gonna go trade for Myles Garrett somehow with money. I don't know how, but they gonna do it.
They might trade. They inject. They get you right in the arm with that
Shador? TD will do backflips.
Hey, Dolphins want to. Hey,
you want to see TD's reaction to us trading for Shador? Go watch his reaction to the Miami Miracle. That's TD's reaction to us trading for Shador.
I believe.
Ian wants to know who I want as GM. I got a list. I don't even know, to be honest with you.
You say you got a list?
I got a list, but I gotta save for content, man. I gotta make videos in the off season. Garb got with the 5. It says Ruben Baines Jr. edge, and yes, I really think so. Fernando Mendoza might as well fall to Miami in round 1, if not grab Francis Moaga.
Can somebody say they're obsessed with Miami players?
There we go. Yeah, that's you usually.
I take that though. He owns something.
Glenn's gonna piss off Omar.
Giving X his contract extension was a first mistake.
Well, What they do with it? What they got to do with anything?
Why is the narrative only?
I would say caving the X when he shook you down twice. That was probably the first
There you
mistake. Yeah.
Numero uno wants to know, why is the narrative only about the quarterbacks? It's because it's the most important position on the field.
We've also been talking about a lot of other different things, but if you don't have on the quarterback and then you double down by giving him a ridiculously large contract that carries a high cap number, yes, that becomes a big
Jimmy
Allen.
G, San Francisco 49ers. That's all you need to know. You could build a team as good as you want.
Alan, I'm not trying to use your Rain Man knowledge. I just genuinely want to know, what quarterback is Ewers start? Like, what after Marino? Is this 25?
Oh,
I heard 27. I did a count, and I think my count was 25, but I've heard people say 27. That is definitely an Allen question. I've been meaning to ask him that, but I don't know if I think
because it's ongoing is why it's not in there for him, because it's
correct.
like a Rolodex. It keeps it adding to.
I should have at some point.
Numero uno also said Allen, Burrow, Jackson, Herbert, no rings.
Only one can win.
Only one person wins it at a time.
Greg with the fiver says Doug said Weiss would be called up last game. Omar said no, but Doug is a closet Patriot fan, considering he has Patriot items in the background.
I didn't. I think I wrote that. I don't know if I was more focused on Taj Washington than
this is the amount of hate that I get, that people try to make something out of nothing. So I'm a Patriot closet fan because I have a Patriot items, as he said, in the background. I have one Patriot item, and it's toilet paper, so I can wipe my butt with it. So if you're really gonna call me a Patriot fan because I have Patriot toilet paper, give me a break, Greg. Give me a break.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too.
Oh my goodness.
Bob ahead. So there.
Trey says, hot take: if Herbert was on the 2023 Dolphins, we win a playoff game. Yes.
No.
If he was healthy.
Yes.
I say yes.
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not.
Man, stop, Omar.
I'll never know.
What pass rushers?
Would have won 15 games. It don't matter. We'd have put up 40 a game.
Wait, what pass rushers? What running back?
Maybe they beat Buffalo in the Sunday night game.
What do you mean we're running back? Mostert?
Oh, you saying? Okay. Now it's he would have won one of those games during the season that would have allowed them to get to Kansas City. They would
have played at home. They would have won.
They had a home game.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
All right.
I'm not gonna play this. I'm not gonna play this hypothetical. If the defense ain't fold in Tennessee, they would have had a home game.
They had the ball twice at the end on offense, and they gagged both times. Come on, seriously. This was
we're going down a slippery slope, and I gotta go feed this baby. Ian with the fiver said, Omar, you see what Drake May did to your beloved Ravens in prime time at Baltimore. They still in play for the number 1 seed, and we're out in our 20th rebuild.
Don't play yourself.
Listen.
How good is the Ravens defense?
Listen.
Come on.
How good is Drake May?
When Drake May wins MVP, I will finally tell y'all he's good.
He in second place right now.
I know he's probably gonna win it.
Who was in third place in 2023?
I mean, yeah, okay. Only reason I haven't told y'all he's good is because y'all just every week, everybody's adamant. You gonna say he's good. You gonna say he's good.
He in our division. We got to deal with that. Go ahead.
Garbgump says, as a former quarterback, the way Ewers flicks his wrist without fully using his lower body is super interesting. I might wind up being a unique asset. Yeah.
It's cool.
That play where when he was on the right hash mark and he threw it to Waddle on the left sideline, he threw it as if he was throwing a check down. Like he flicked his wrist and like barely any effort, just whoop. And that sucker went. I was very intrigued. And I was like, I haven't seen that in a hot minute. I was like, golly. Nick, appreciate the Euros, bud. Glenn says the team failed at everything. Miami had more rebuilds than playoff wins. Yeah.
Wow.
Sidekick. Why isn't anyone suggesting McDaniel stay, but as the OC?
'Cause
Is
he's not doing
is that not a possibility? Love to
He's
show
not.
you guys are all great. Merry Christmas. It's like it's like being an owner of a business and then being demoted to store manager.
It's
Like
not even about that.
no one's going to
Mike,
take that.
it's not even about that. Mike is going to get his checks
Yeah,
from
regardless.
Steve Ross for the next 2 or 3 years, and he doesn't have to work to get those checks. If he takes a job, he will be working for free because there will be offset language in the contract. There is offset language, which means if he makes $1.2 million as the offensive coordinator, Dolphins get to pay him $1.2 million less. So Mike, there is no benefit for Mike to work. Mike should go do TV and learn to be more concise with his communication.
Number one Heat fan said all these excuses for Herbert were gone last year. Still the same result because Herbert is not a clutch playoff quarterback. Regular season, okay, but playoffs, no.
Trying to find out this year.
At least he gets there.
2 weeks before the season.
Man, and you know what's funny? Last year I said this is the game Herbert wins. I was like, this is what him winning a playoff game, and threw interceptions. Flamingo Boot with the tenor says, Omar, the WQAM comment section on YouTube is trashing you big time lately.
What else is new?
Yeah, it's like
I get trashed in this comment section all the time. You just gotta sit back and laugh at it. Birthday Salami says Omar being a tough grader on a 7th round quarterback after years of parading he who must not be named and teasing that he has it. Quinn showed more poise than $54 million.
Evidence to court.
When Quinn Ewers delivers 100 passer rating, we could talk.
No, moving on. We're moving on.
Passer rating in Pittsburgh.
Javel with the tenor said, fellas, everyone is calling out the 3rd quarter failure. Reason 1, he needs fired, but I don't see anyone talking about why Achane was in the game with 6 minutes to play in a blowout. Chubb repeat?
Yeah, you gotta stop playing around.
Because Achane wants to rack up the stats. If you
want to get 1,500, I think.
Now he's a Pro Bowler. Achane gonna be like, yeah, I got 15 carries and sit me down.
I think he wanted 1,500.
Yeah, he may have a target in mind. Yep.
Yeah,
he does have a target in mind.
Well, 220 to go to get 1,500.
You're not getting 1,500. Sorry, you're not getting 1,500.
Maybe.
No, you're not getting.
Panama Jack, been a member for 2 months. Appreciate you, bud. Zach is best athlete. He had a 50-yard run versus the Jets.
Yep.
Can you hear my daughter talking
Yeah,
to me?
we don't care. neither the viewers.
She's trying to give me Pez, and she's like, if you don't want it, just tell me.
Huh?
We'll say that when Mila's talking.
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody loves kids.
Birthday Salami says McDaniel has proven through his tenure that he can't make in-game adjustments when the game plan ain't working / gets taken away. Can design cool plays, but can't strategize or adjust in real time.
Disagree. Firmly disagree. They make adjustments based on what defenses and coverages do and how teams are playing them. They make them all the time. However, I will acknowledge that the halftime coming out of half, and it's not offense. It's not just offense. Defense does it too.
Yep.
Something is there. And the players in the locker room were upset, and they were voluntarily talking about the fact that something is there, something is wrong with this, and we have to figure it out. I didn't never put it up because guys who say things really controversial, I don't need the extra stuff from Twitter. Terrell Dotson was basically like, yeah, crap been an issue all season, and we still haven't figured out anything in 14 weeks. And I was like, oh.
Dolphin Zay says the Tua doubter supporting Ewers makes no sense. His skill set is the same as Tua. Ewers' ceiling is consistent version of one. Maybe that's not enough. I just want to point out the inconsistency. A true upgrade isn't on the roster.
I disagree. Ewers can throw outside the numbers. Ewers has a little better mobility.
Agree.
So
Now.
But I've always said
I don't know what
that.
his ceiling is. I don't think he's got a massive ceiling personally, but
He doesn't have a massive ceiling.
Garb Gump said, by the way, if Caleb Downs, the safety out of Ohio State, is by some miracle within reach, then that's obviously the pick. Not loving Kel.
I think it's not likely.
Oh, but a name to remember. Merry Christmas, fella. Merry Christmas, Garb Gump. We appreciate you.
Merry Christmas, Brett.
NFL refs said you should get VBS on the show to debate Tua. I'm all right. We're not debating Tua.
Yeah, we're good.
There's nothing to debate. Numero uno said, tired of the narrative being the quarterback only. Yours was okay, but McDaniel's still the problem. Rookie quarterback, keep running the ball. He also threw another tenner at us. We greatly appreciate you, numero uno. The only reason McDaniel went to the 6 linemen and the jumbo package is because week 8, all tight ends were hurt. Where has that been for 4.5?
Kind of dictates what you're going to do.
I basically begged for it in last year when they couldn't run the ball, and they just basically was like, "Nah, we're not going to do that." Like literally begged for it, and they were like, we'll just rather throw it."
Numero uno with another tenor. He says, this is a total team and great coaching. Allen, Jackson, Burrow, Herbert, no rings, not an elite quarterback only.
Not about an elite quarterback only.
No.
But it helps.
Elite quarterback got to get you to the divisional round.
You go back to that for a second. You need that quarterback. But look at Jackson and how this is why I've always been very weary of the athletic quarterbacks, because when they lose that athleticism, they got to change. They got to evolve.
He did evolve, but this problem is now he's always hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the body wears down. Look at all those quarterbacks. Their body wears down. Now,
the optimal quarterback is the Justin Herbert's, Josh Allen build.
Drake May.
Drake May. They have they check every box.
Yeah.
Every single box.
Yeah.
Dolphin says,
and they still gonna wear down too, eventually.
Josh Allen, boy.
2009, Finns have been at 6 and 11 losses a year.
Yep.
Does Mendoza 6'5" big arm and can run fit the mold?
Don't know he has a big arm. He's got a good enough arm, but I don't know if he's got a big arm.
I don't know if he can run.
Boo family with a big old purple donation said, happy holidays, best show ever. My theory is that this fan base split soon after the Flores firing. Many liked Flores and blamed Tua for the firing. I think that was the true start of the fan base splitting up, not necessarily when Tua was drafted. I could see that. That's a good assessment. I could see that.
Hold on, but was the fan base really together before Flores?
No, because it was
Tannehill. It had nothing. I don't think it had anything to do with Flores.
Some wanted Tannehill, some didn't.
Fan base was split on Ryan Tannehill.
No, but this got really Civil War-ish when they drafted.
It got nasty. It got real nasty with.
And then it was after about 3 years of fighting in a war. It was all right. Well, let's see. Let's let time tell. Let's all go to our corner and just throw drabs over the wall. So it got bad. But there was a side that did win, though. I'm here to report. The non-draft Tua side actually was right. I'm just saying.
David Joseph said, if I can predict McDaniel's play calls from the couch, that's a problem. Tua's been a disappointment. How much of that is on McDaniel? It's on Tua.
Y'all cannot predict McDaniel's play calls, and you know why? I watch practice. I've watched training camp. I know, and I can see when plays are going to come. Sometimes I've watched the sequence. I know the red zone plays, and I can tell you they're plays that play sets up another play. So y'all don't do that.
Omar, there's a play that I call on my live stream game every time.
What is it?
They get about around the 7-yard line. And I say, H.N.'s going to go out of the flat, act like he's going out and cut back in.
Yeah.
Like clockwork, he run it. Another one at the 41, 42.
But that's one route.
Or whoever.
That's one route. What are the other receivers doing?
No, I'm just saying there's a lot of plays that film can tell you exactly what's about to happen.
Of course.
That's every team, though.
That's every team. You think Jamar Chase runs different routes from the 7-yard line?
No. Some people, the nuances within the formations and everything.
Yeah.
I think we are a limited offense because of the capabilities of some of the personnel.
Mike
That's not going here. He's got to take care of the baby.
Yeah, we are way over. Adolfo says we have an owner that's accepting mediocrity. Until that change, we will never be good and accept team stats as form to measure success and not winning. If Mike and Ewers end up being Kyle and Purdy, are we happy?
Yes. Yes. Dude, Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy, look at the success they always have. You got to give them that kind of defense, though.
Ian asks, Philip Rivers quarterback next year. Who says no? I say no.
I say no.
I say yes.
What did you just say?
Philip Rivers quarterback next year.
Y'all act like y'all got a better option.
I mean, you're right. We can get
Now,
that
yeah.
one overall pick.
Huh?
Ian says, why doesn't Josh Allen's body wear down? I'm sick of how good he is. He's dealing with something right now.
He's huge.
Yeah, he's also a huge human being. And then numero uno says, would love to see if Weaver can continue to build a great defense given the tools.
Continue? When did he start?
I like Weaver. I miss Vic.
Oh man, we're gonna get out of here. We will see you Friday, 6:00 after Christmas, right? Yeah, the day after Christmas, previewing the Tampa Bay game. Go check out Omar Kelly on the Miami Herald, Alan Poupart, Miami Dolphins on SI, TD Finstalk, youtube.com/TD Finstalk, and myself, youtube.com/Dougly Durong. See you later, everybody.
Happy holiday.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
And Merry Christmas.